Hello everybody, my name is Merc, back playing Elden Ring. My escapades with invasions are over for now. My blood is sated, if you will. And we're back at Stormveil Castle. I almost feel like this is a boss right here. Or not right here, then not that staircase up ahead. It kind of looks like an arena, but also I don't see any enemies, and also there's a sign right here. I'm going to summon this sign for the giggles, just to see if they're going to give me a gesture or something like that. That is a precedent set in earlier Souls games. Sometimes when you summon NPCs, they give you a gesture. Gesture? Not a jester. Did not appear to happen. They also sometimes will give you them once you win a fight with the NPC. But also, I don't really care that much. We are getting rid of them. I just want to see, because I'd rather do the fight on my own, at least for now. I've heard some of these bosses can get rather tough. So maybe I will resort to summoning at some point, but for now I am content not doing so. Found ourselves in a cutscene immediately. My hunch was correct, I assume.
In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
This is Godric. He's only got 2 arms, so he doesn't appear very grafted to me. Okay, so we have found Margit, which is unfortunate because I have not put on that piece of equipment. Oh, immediately. Got some throwing knives. I don't know why that third roll did not work. Oh, my screen regions are off because I alt-tabbed. Oh my gosh. You can notice at the bottom. I want to try this dang item. Margit, give me a second. Let me pull out this item that'll shackle you or something. Margit, I said give me a second. Jeez, thankfully they don't do that much damage. I feel like I'm probably way over leveled for this. Alright, let's see how much damage I do normally. Okay. Enough to feel okay. That was a very delayed slam that he did. Yep. Let's try this thing now. He appears to have some primordial aspects to him, like the crucible stuff. Like he's got a tail, he's got some budding horns. He's using his staff backwards, I realize, as a weapon. These are very delayed strikes. And then he's got an Erdsteel dagger. I'm assuming he's going to have a tail swipe attack. I just panic roll nonstop. Did it work again? It did work again. Maybe I should have switched to charge attacks. Man, this makes the fight so much easier, to the point where I don't think I'm going to use it anymore. He did phase 2. Okay. He's power stancing now. Dual hammer spec. We did find the tail attack. Okay. Some bad damage for sure. Continuing with the bad damage. Oh, I'm lucky that I'm as leveled as I am, because I would certainly be dead there. Alright, Margit. Some delayed strikes. Power stance hit me pretty heavily. Healing up again. Did some panic rolls. It's worked out though. These delayed strikes. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. I totally deserve that. I wouldn't have felt that that fight was that a W was deserved there if I won there, because that shackle makes the fight so much easier. So I kind of want to do it without the shackle, if that makes any sense to y'all. So let's take it off. And I'm not gonna use these fetid pots either. I might use some throwing daggers. I don't know. I kind of doubt it. But let's give it another shot, a real shot. I don't know how many souls we may have. We did fight a boss in the last episode. We have 0 because we invaded someone and lost them immediately, I think. Did not add that to the equation. I'm gonna see how many souls we lost at the end of this video, I guess. I can't imagine it was too much, and even if it was like 12,000, that's still only one level. There is this tail swipe attack. I don't know how I dodged that one. I looked down. I looked up at my HP, looked down at my flasks, and then he swung. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. What if I throw some knives? How do you feel about that? 60 damage. What if he jumps off the edge? Do you think that's a chance? There's a chance he will do that? Okay. Switch back to flasks. Surprised you didn't throw knives there. Oh, he's already phasing. Ooh. I wonder if you are like a confessor or a more magey class, if they all talk about warrior blood and whatnot. Surely they must. I'm not going to record whole new voice lines just because you're a sorcerer. Maybe they do though. Maybe some characters anyway. This fight is going much smoother. Getting greedy. But I knew I could tank through any attack he was doing. That was a very easy fight. I'm definitely over leveled for this. Talisman Pouch. But you're dead, Margit. Hey. I ain't scared. Okay. I got my flame, I ain't scared. What item did we get? It was a pouch. I'm assuming it was a key item. Talisman Pouch increases talisman equip slots. Small withered bag knitted by hand, bestowing upon the ruling lord or those attempting to become lord by the elderly finger reader. Increases talisman equip slots. As the voices of the two fingers, finger readers are said to live lives eternal, and one is even supposed to have served as a wet nurse to royalty. Okay, unfortunately I have to mess with my resolution here. Hopefully it doesn't cut off audio or whatever. It's a shame that it does that. I don't know why. I updated my drivers recently. My graphics drivers, and kind of noticed that after I did it. Well, we got another Site of Grace here. I guess this game is continuing with the tradition where if you kill a big boss, you get a Site of Grace there. I guess we can equip another talisman now, which is interesting. Do we go with the axe? Let's just go with the heal talisman. We're a little bit hurt. We might as well just sit down though, to be honest. We should just sit down. Let's put on maybe hammer or axe talisman. Axe talisman seems okay for the few times we get charge attacks in. What does our Wondrous Flask look like anyway? Okay, it is also a charge attack power boost. I wonder if I how much that stacks, I guess is what I was thinking there. Should try to use that more often since I very much do not yet. So we found ourselves at Stormveil Castle. And another Site of Grace. This really is following in the footsteps of Dark Souls 3. Where there's a Site of Grace every 10 feet when there's a boss. A doorway to our left. Bunch of items here. Getting a little framey again. Peeping into the castle. I wasn't sure if I was going to go to Stormveil just yet. Kind of like the idea of teasing that I'm going to go to Stormveil and then repeatedly not going there. Oh, there's another area to fall down here. That item was just to lure you. Let's see what we can see over here though. Because there's an area we can fall down here. Doesn't appear that there is a pathway there. We can also, of course, go into this little entryway.
Come over here, would you?
And we did, so therefore this NPC's talking to us. This appears to be a prophet. Thief ahead, therefore let there be death.
You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands.
I ain't scared.
Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it.
They don't know about the big hole in the wall?
The castle undetected.
Kinda doubt that, sir.
Fair enough. You certainly don't have to trust me. Well, if you must go through the gates, I'll signal them to open.
Oh.
But of course, I'd advise against it.
Did he signal them to open? They're not looking open to me. I noticed this man is missing a left hand. Instead, he's just got a long sleeve.
Use that opening to breach the castle. The guards haven't a clue about it.
Again, that doesn't seem...
You'll slip right inside undetected.
I don't know if I believe you. What if I say yes, though?
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like.
What, a gullible tarnished?
I pray for your success.
Let's talk to him one more time.
The guards have your slip. Of course, when you approach, it's only your neck on.
When I approach the gates, he'll signal them to open, alright?
The gates! Open the gates!
Well, that was, an interesting NPC, I suppose. Definitely not going in the gates, and I'm not going through his little path either. Let's check out down here. This is the path I feel like committing to. Probably just an item down here to be real. To be honest with ya. Fire grease. We should probably use some of those. We got fire grease ×2, in fact. Alright. So, we are actually not in Stormveil Castle anymore. We're on the outskirts. So it looks like to breach the castle, we have to do one or the other. Interesting hole in the walls up ahead. Looks like this castle has been bombarded quite a bit. Got an item on the other side of the canyon. Can't use my horse here. So how do we get out? Oh, over here. Got some banners in the distance, flapping in the wind. Looks like they're just gonna lead us back to the front, and then we're gonna have to make that choice either way. To be honest, though, as much as that that man, does he have a name? Gatekeeper Gasstock. As much as I don't necessarily trust him. Oh, he still can't mount up over here. I also don't trust the idea of just going to the main gate of a castle where there's a bunch of items on the floor. That just spells like a trap to me. It smells like a trap too. Maybe it's time to put the bow back on. We can put the longbow on, which I believe fires... Yeah, arrows fired reach further. So let's do that. Can we also put on the torch? I kind of doubt it, but let's see. We can. Cool. So we're back to our loadout, and we have the turtle shell shield in case we want it. I do want to shoot one dude at least. See how they react, and of course they're not pleased. Do a fire pot. This is the equipment that the first person we invaded had in the previous episode. I kind of do want to kill this man. The message said no liar. Oh, there's a corpse right here. With a golden rune tier 1. Oh. Do you have to do that to every statue and I've been ignoring them? I sure hope not. Because I've been ignoring them. It doesn't really matter one way or the other, I guess. I did sell a bunch of ruin fragments just to get some chump change for my spending spree I did in the last episode. And by last episode, I mean prior to the last episode. It was a bit of a weird jump. I wasn't sure it was on the other side of the wall. Try up. We can't go up here, it looks like. A little bit of janky platforming. We found an item for our efforts. Got an eagle or something there. Some sort of bird of prey. Back to receiving smithing stone 2s. Is that another site of grace? Jeez. Seek bird. What are the chances this bird is like really hard to kill? I don't see any other enemies here. So I guess I'm not going to disturb the bird just yet. I am going to drop down, see how the bird reacts. Maybe this is the bird's hunting grounds. It's not going to be appreciative of me. Be wary of bird. ×2. Another bird below. We haven't disturbed any of them yet. No item here, but this is the area where we could drop down and get to that item we saw. Doesn't look like we have to drop down at a specific area, so let's drop here. Friend ahead. I kind of doubt it. Okay, lots of birds in this area. Some falcons. Alright, one is now mad at me. Whoa! Its legs are blades? Stormhawk Feather. Is that the same type of feather we got for killing the other birds? I doubt it, but let's double check. Nope, we got flight pinions. They are called Stormhawks. And there is the site of grace. I'm not going to drop down there just yet. So there's at least 3 more birds in this area. I guess I'll drop down here. I guess I could also touch the site of grace over here, since it is right here. What happens if I touch this one? I don't understand. I guess maybe you need to touch it in order to see the signs. Seems odd. Not gonna rest. We're gonna go back, drop down once again. There's gonna be 2 birds here. Let's hope we can take out the one before the other gets involved. It's not how that went down. They did some big damage. I think it was just because 2 of them attacked at once, though. That's what I'm gonna tell myself. Some more flight pinions and Stormhawk Feathers. I imagine that's probably all they're gonna drop. Maybe some meat as well. This is the item on the other side of the pit we saw earlier. Just a bunch of bolts. In fact, so many bolts, some of them went to our bank. Maybe we should use one of the crossbows I have. Test out what does more damage. I think bows scale with dexterity, whereas crossbows do not. So they probably do a little bit more initial damage, if I remember correctly. There's definitely another bird up ahead, which is right here. I should have assumed there was going to be yet another bird, and in fact there were 3 total. That could have been much worse. Typical Dark Souls trap. You see an item, you see an enemy on the item, so you know there's one, and then you assume there's a second, but there's always a third. The more I look at this little location, it does seem like this is the starting location. There's even the statue where the grafted spider creature jumped out from, and that would be the very starting building. So I am interested in going over there. More so than I would be naturally. But I am kind of a natural explorer. I enjoy exploring in video games quite a bit. In case you couldn't tell with the way I meander through this video game. Alright, and we're back at the site of grace. We might as well sit down because we're just going to be moving forward now. We have 12,000 souls. So let's level up a little bit. Do we go with some more vitality? Let's just do it. We're at 25. Seems like a good number to be at. And we'll move onwards. Visions of Wraith. That man is calling the horn. No stealth ahead indeed. No stealth for them either. Oh no, my item! You made me miss my item, third soldier. Oh, okay. For some reason my trigger didn't trigger. We do just one-shot these guys with an R1 attack, with a light attack, so... Marred leather shield. Let's move up here. I don't feel like reading a message on such a precarious staircase. Another item right here. Golden rune 2. Did not expect that. Should have, but I did not. Rude. This will drink up. Appears to be some enemies over here. Yep. Let's read about that shield though. What the heck happened to it? Oh, it's right here. Marred leather shield. Leather shield is Stormveil soldiers. Much like the castle, it is marred by mottling and thorns. Some say it is accursed of grafting, which causes such affliction, while others talk of its root being somehow something altogether more sinister, hidden deep within the castle. And it has no skill. Okay. So it has very similar... Look, that man just threw a rock at me. I thought it would apply an effect, but I think it was just a rock. Commoner's garb and a glass shard. I guess they threw the glass shard, maybe. Let's read about the commoner's garb. Looks like the Prophet might start with this. Garb with a thick embroidered cape attached, standard wear for commoners of the lands between. The board hung from the neck depicts a sprawling tree, its roots and branches forming two holes. This is a self-imposed shackle, a voluntary display of allegiance to the Erd tree that increases faith. Doesn't seem like it actually increases faith, though. Let me see. Maybe it does. Oh, it does. By 1. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's starting equipment for one of the starting classes, I guess. More thorns along the castle walls. I want to read that shield's description one more time. Apologies. Marred by mottling and thorns. Mottling, if I remember correctly, means like kind of like black and dark spots. You can get some mottled fruit. Maybe I'm incorrect on that. This man has an executioner's axe. I would love if he dropped that weapon. Even though we're pretty invested into this one, I am still intrigued at finding more. Looks like he's patrolling back and forth and did not notice we're here. Ooh, the axe even has thorns on it. It's interesting. I probably did not need a full charge attack. I imagine most of these men are not that scary as long as fighting them one-on-one. Hook claws. We did fight someone who had claw weapons in the invasion video. Weapon worn on the fist comprised of sharp parallel blades favored by those who lurk in the dark. Lacerations cause blood loss with great effect. Claw weapons come in pairs, and two-handing this weapon will equip it to both hands. With a quick step skill. That's cool. I like that they continue the tradition of having fist weapons be an item that you can put on both hands, even though you only have one. I don't trust all these barrels. I feel like they're all explosive barrels. Can't craft them as much as I want to. Yeah, I was correct. That was a big old explosion. I thought I threw one fireball or firebomb at one of those marked barrels in Fort Height. Ooh, that was scary. Standing right next to explosive barrels. So this is a lot more like traditional Dark Souls fare, this castle so far. There's a mottled spot on the wall. We're standing in some thorns. Some Trina arrows. Yes, yes. So rude. Smoldering butterfly, that's pretty funny. You try to loot that and you find yourselves in a fire trap instead. So yeah, this is definitely reminiscent of some standard Dark Souls design so far. That man is certainly alive. Let's drop down, get this item. Golden Rune 2. Of course, we have to go back up now. What is up here? I imagine this is locked. My imagination was correct. Probably don't want to fall down there. Bunch of throwing daggers. Not gonna turn my nose up at that. I do like me some throwing daggers. Let's actually craft some stuff now. We have the opportunity. Seems like fire bombs might be useful here. You gotta remember we still have those two fetid pots from my attempts at invasions. That's an interesting spot. I guess this mottling with T's, not D's. I feel like I've been saying it unclearly. Hard to tell one way or the other. But yes, it seems like this mottling is causing holes in the wall. So there's a knight over there. I see him breathing. It's time to put on the lantern. Can we sneak with this lantern? Oh. What the heck? Another cutscene just for entering this room? The door locked behind us. Patches. How dare you? It's my immediate thought. Was this Patches? I'm just gonna right trigger or R1 this knight to death. Well, that was rude, whoever did that. Rusty key. That's gotta be a key item. Opens a locked door in Stormveil Castle. Rusted iron key. Visions of enemy. Curved sword talisman. Another weapon talisman. Let's see what this one does. Enhances guard counters. Talisman depicting a curved sword and a swordsman enhances guard counters. It is said that a blind swordsman was the originator of this technique. The art of allowing one's opponent to strike so as to leave them vulnerable to a well-timed reply. So yeah, what is it? Sorry again. A guard counter. Wait, that doesn't seem right, but that is what it is, it seems. Yeah, so if you're attacking someone while they attack you, you get like a 10% bonus on your attacks. On the damage that you deal. But if you have that on, it might be another 10% or so. So I said it might be Patches, but honestly it could be that nerd we encountered at the start of this Stormveil. What was his name? Again, Gatekeeper Gostok. Interesting little spider web right there. We're so overtuned for this area that even a trap like that does not scare me in the slightest. That said, I don't really know where to go now. I guess we can open up this with our key. Be wary of ladder. It's true. It is not the most obvious of ladders because you kind of walk in here and just see a wooden pillar. Okay. So this looks like that might be the way to go. Got some more men sitting in the distance on those rafters. We could go up here as well. Of course, I check corners both ways, exiting the doorway, but I did not check that corner. I'm assuming this is the way to go. Probably don't want to fall down there. Nor here, although here doesn't necessarily spell death. This is probably a more perilous path in order to get some items. Let's put on the fire bombs that we made. I was looking for them there. We didn't need them, of course. Fire grease. Probably should consider using it. So I'm actually going to put on the fire grease because we got 8 of them. Not quite sure how to get that item over there. Maybe we have to drop or go up and then drop down. There's a jump we can do here. I guess we have to fall down that way as well to get this other item here. It is a blue item, so keep that one in mind. What about this nerd? You cannot shield me. There's also that nerd below who threw a firebomb on us. In fact, there's 2 of them. In fact, there's a lot of enemies down there. Oh, what the heck? Where did you come from? Nice. Nice. I commend your kick a tree. But it was not enough. Quite a little path down there with Stormveil soldiers. I wonder if I maybe missed a hole in the wall we could have dropped down there too. We did find our way to one of the items. Brick hammer. Ooh. New hammer. So of course it's going to be weaker than our battle hammer +5. It requires 31 strength. Weapon made from ordinary stone brick, wielded by a laborer who led a rebellion and later became a champion himself. Even among other bludgeons of its size, this weapon is especially weighty. The strength of a giant is required to wield it. And it is pretty heavy too. I do like the battle hammer though. It's got a barbaric roar skill, increases attack power, rallies the spirit. I do like Braggart's Roar a little bit more. This seems to be a unique skill maybe. Maybe it's not. Okay, so do we drop down here now? I suppose so. Let's see if we can find a hole in the wall to drop down to below. I think there's one right here where we got the St. Trina arrows. I'm correct. So there is 3 men holding torches. Tiki torches. Exile Gauntlets. Ow. So are these exiles as opposed to Stormveil soldiers? I was hoping you'd come down here. Thank you. Thank you for greeting me. Alright. That bloodstained ghost. Oh, okay. Who's dual blading or dual wielding fist weapons. And then jumped into a pit. Alright, so we circled back around yet again. I guess we have to go down below. Go back up this ladder. Again, this is such a return to original Dark Souls design. It's a lot more intricate. Various vertical layers, areas you fall down to get items. Again though, how do we get this item up ahead? Probably have to fall down from above, which means we'll have to get it later. Be wary of left. Should have thought of that one. I imagine we're gonna run and try to take out this dude. There's gonna be a dude in the doorway to the left. There's not. They got such an intricate cape for someone who is supposedly just a commoner. Silver pickled foulfoot. This man just died rolling with a twin blade in his hands. Really nothing going on over here? Doesn't seem like it. This is a complete different area. I thought going to the left would eventually wrap you back into the middle path anyway, but it seems we're just going up and up. We're on the up and up, folks. Time for mushroom. Loot this lanky commoner. Well, the message wasn't lying. In fact, it was such a truthful message, I'm going to rate it up. Continue on forward. Oh, we still have the lantern on, which is fine, because it doesn't seem like it affects our stealth at all. Strong foe ahead. No item ahead, which I believe, but I'm still going to check. And why is it always I don't believe it? If only I had an item. That was some proper storytelling by these messages here. Oh, this enemy ain't shit. Watch me die to this halberd knight. Speaking of, I also bought the halberd from one of the merchants. Oh. Is he on like a patrol? Evidently, he is on a patrol. Did some big damage there. Let's do bigger damage. Sorry, and by let's do bigger damage, I mean let's take some big damage. I just said I wasn't scared, and then I friggin' died. What was my HP at? It seemed to do some big damage. I might have been at like half HP though. That's unfortunate. We're all the way back here. What happens if we try running through? Before we go up there, actually, let's check out the Exile Gauntlets that we found. Damaged iron gauntlets worn by soldiers sent to the penal colonies. Okay. Not any particular information there. Is this a penal colony? I kind of doubt it. The good news about us dying, at least, is we don't need to go scrounging for all the items that we did prior. In fact, we have a key, so we can actually just run through this section, and by run through, I mean let this explode and then run through. Probably gonna explode here. We did not. Alright, climb up. Make sure nothing was chasing us. I thought about using the ground slam versus that halberd knight. Maybe I should have just did a charge attack instead. Okay, we gotta go this way. Do they have like a dagger in their left hand? Might be like a quick attack that they have. Hey you, do you have a dagger in your left hand? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, well, thank you for putting up with me. I'm not quite sure what I'm thinking there. For humoring me, that's the word. Again, I'm gonna say this is recorded after I worked. So I'm not entirely here, okay? Trying this nonsense again. Get the souls back. Not gonna see how much damage he would do. As much as I am curious, I'm sure we'll encounter more of them. Some of these men have interesting weapons, so I kinda hope they drop them. I think we need more arcane for that to be a reality, though. Looks like there's an elevator here. Get a bit closer. That's quite the elevator. Be wary of dragon? Oh, because the dragon fire cannon's there. Don't hear anything, so there's not a patrolling knight at least. Got a lever here. Can we use it? That answers that question. Doing some platforming, even though don't necessarily need to. I don't know why, but this like chandelier looked odd to me. Drawstring fire grease. Again, gotta remember we have that. I even put it on my bar so I wouldn't forget. But also, it feels so unnecessary with how much damage we do. Grace ahead. It's true. First off, lever. Okay, so we got ourselves at a crossroads location. What are the chances we can just fall down here? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe, but I kind of doubt it. Let's use a rainbow stone. My favorite item. I've used a whole, like, 5 of them. Well, it's a pretty loud sound. And the rainbow stone shattered instead of leaving a colored marker on the ground. To me, that indicates you gon' die. Looks like there's a chest up there. Be wary of archer, pincer attack ahead. So there's an archer behind. Yeah, right there. Does this man see me? Looks like it. Yeah, let's just run down. Where would I be without these messages? I feel like it's making the game quite a bit easier in certain spots, but I can't help my compulsion to read every message. I absolutely would have deserved getting shot in the back there. What are the chances we can just jump this like that ghost did? It appears that that was the case. Man, that Arbalest was so intent on investigating the noise below that he turned himself around and opened himself to be destroyed. Another Arbalest on the other side of this wall. Do we want to continue up here? Definitely don't want to fall. I didn't think this was going to be a whole nother path. So let's go touch the site of grace at least. I'd be a very big dummy if I died up there without touching this. Found ourselves in a pantry, a kitchen quarters. Some more mottled shields on the wall. I'm looking at some of these bookshelves like, oh, I wonder if there's a path behind it. It didn't seem like it. We're gonna go back up here though. Rather than that other doorway we saw. Let's see what kind of ruckus we can cause up here. Check in the windows just to see if there's an opportunity to jump through them. Nope, but there's an opportunity to see an enemy. What about this side? Looks like it might lead to a dead end. Or these windows do, at least. Alright. Got a patrolling man. To our left. This man in the corner. Well, crap. And I threw the firebomb in between his legs. Alright, it's fine. Still fine. I forgot we don't have a sweep attack on my jump. Okay. Okay. Less fine. Still fine. Alright, that could have went much smoother for sure. I'm gonna drop some good items, not some friggin' mushrooms. Yeah, there is here. What does that mean though? No item ahead. Man, the adding jumping to Dark Souls complicates the level design so much. I'm gonna have a look, even though I know there's no item. I just want to see what else is over here. Yeah, like we can obviously just go down there now. It's crazy. More items below. Also just jump over to that tower too, if you were skilled at platforming. Did not expect to play a platformer in this Dark Souls video game. That is what's happening though. What is this item? Golden Rune Tier 2. Well then. We could just go over there. That appears to be the other side of the Site of Grace. There is a big looking knight over there. But what about this path over here that we can create by platforming instead? What time is it? To maybe end the video, actually. Well, I did kind of want to keep going for a little bit longer, but it seems that this video might be getting kind of long as is. So I'm going to drop down here, go back to the Site of Grace, have a look outside that doorway. This is where the Site of Grace is, isn't it? No, it's not. This is where the Halberd Knight was. Apologies, apologies. We're here, we're here. In fact, there's the elevator that we haven't triggered yet. Let's see what's outside this door. Briefly. Another one of these that we can examine. Oh, we got more. Oh, it was the birds that we were looking at prior. That's interesting. They don't have legs, so they kind of just perch themselves inside an object. I like that we had the choice between going up or going straight through the front gates. And we're definitely committed to a choice now. That choice being we are going up for sure. Get up to get down. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click the like button. Prattling Pate thanks you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, folks.